National Union of Nurses is issuing fresh strike threats to be effected at the beginning of February. The nurses accused county governments of being insincere and refusing to pay a nursing service allowance promised as a part of a return-to-work agreement signed last December.
Was conferred to me by the National Governing Council of Kenya National Union of Nurses, the National Executive Council of Kenya National Union of Nurses, to officially declare the strike for the Kenya National Union of Nurses that started on 5th December 2016 officially suspended.
That was on the 14th of December 2016, after days of nurses downing their tools. The Nurses Union officials would finally sit down with the Ministry of Health and Council of Governors, ironing out their differences. They would come up with a return-to-work agreement that would cost the exchequer approximately 7 billion shillings.
We are waiting for you to signal us that you are ready.
But just about 4 weeks later, the Nurses Union officials have once again issued a strike notice.
If the nurses' service allowance is not paid at the close of this month, from 1st of February 2017, there shall be no single nurse who will be working in this country.
The nursing service allowance Seth Panyako is talking about was one of the perks added to the December agreement that would see nurses under job groups G to L get 20,000 shillings and those from job group M and above take home 15,000 shillings. The agreement was to have the funds paid in two phases at a 60 to 40% ratio, with the first installment expected at the end of this month.
We are being told that a code has not been generated, and we are wondering the panic mood the government had at that time when it was wooing the nurses back would be the mood we expect them to have now, to have the code generated. But if it means a Kenyan has to die for a code to be generated, then be it, because the government seems not to be caring about the health workers, the health of its Kenyans.
The union officials say they suspect that the county governments may be backtracking on that promise that saw a week-long strike ended in mid-December. So far, they only credit the counties of Lamu and Bomet for honoring the pay, but accuse the Council of Governors of planning to introduce a health service allowance that they say is aimed at replacing the nursing service allowance in the initial agreement.
The health service allowance that they are thinking about is not going to replace the nursing service allowance. If they pay the health service allowance, then they are going also to pay up and above the nursing service allowance. That must be very clear with government.
The fresh threat by the nurses to go on strike, if realized, could cripple an already ailing public health sector system still reeling from the effects of a long-standing doctor strike currently in its 54th day. The Kenya Human Rights Commission and the Kenya Medical Association have since offered to mediate in the talks, which will most likely hit crisis level, with a 5-day ultimatum set on the doctors to end their strike or face a 1-month jail term, slowly lapsing. Timothy Otieno, KTN News.